Okay, welcome back. This is part 31 of my How to Build a Community Site tutorial series. In the last video, what we did is we finished up the basic edit info for our edit profile page, and we started our fixed text function. And we're going to finish up our function now. So to get rid, like I explained this in the last video, what we're going to do is we're going to get rid of single quotes and double quotes from our text completely, so people won't be able to have them in. Now, single quotes are kind of questionable because they could be used as an apostrophe, for various grammar reasons. So we're not going to get rid of them, but we're going to replace it with the HTML ASCII value, and I'll explain that later when we get to it. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to get rid of double quotation marks completely because we don't want them in our code at all. So what I'm going to say is we want to say finished text equals, we want to say str_replace. Now the str replace function, what it does is it lets you replace anything you want in a string with any other thing you want. So now in our first one, our first parameter here, what we want to type in is two single quotation marks, and then inside of that we want to put a double quotation mark. So what that's saying is we want to replace all of the double quotation marks. Now the reason we can't do three double quotation marks in a row is because it will lead to problems, because it's thinking that you're starting it and then you're ending it and then you're starting it again. So that would be a problem. So the next parameter is what you want to replace it with. Now, I'm just going to replace it with nothing. So you should put two single or two double quotation marks. So I'm going to replace it with nothing. So it's going to completely get rid of them from the code. And the next parameter is what we're actually searching through, the haystack, if you will. So that would be our finished text. So now you just duplicate that line, and then we want to change this to double quotation marks and then a single quotation mark inside. Now inside of here, I'm not going to change this yet, and right here is the same. So okay, so I paused the video real quick. So the ASCII value for a single quotation mark is an and sign, so it's Shift 7 on your keyboard, and then the pound or hash sign, it's Shift 3 on your keyboard, and then 97, and then a semicolon. So that's the ASCII value, the HTML ASCII value for a single quotation mark. Now, I kind of changed my mind. I decided that I am not going to get rid of double quotation marks, but we're also going to put in the ASCII value for it, because someone might be quoting something for some reason. So yeah. So it's an and sign, and then the pound or hash, whatever you want to call it, and then 34, and then a semicolon. So just that. Those two lines of code will replace all double quotation marks and single quotation marks with their ASCII values, so we won't get any errors in our code. So, awesome. Now what we're going to do is we're going to implement this fixed text function. So, we want to go to our edit profile page. When we have our strip tags, let's just replace that with fixed text. So, just that. So, to call a function in PHP, you put the function name and then your parentheses. And inside the parentheses, you send a value to the function. In this case, our post value for each of these. And we want to fix the text for all of our post values. Now, we also want to do that for our register page. So I'm going to go ahead and open that up. So I'm going to scroll down, and we want to get rid of our strip tags and replace it with our fixed text function. So there we go. So now we've implemented our fixed text function on all of our forms that require it as of right now. So that's just pretty much how to create a function in PHP. So adjust myself here. So I'm going to scroll all the way down to the bottom of this page, And right where we have our echo for our you're not logged in thing, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in a bunch of lines, a bunch of new lines. And on these new lines, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put in a giant comment separator, I guess. So what we're doing here is this is going to be our edit password, our edit password form. So I'm just going to call this pass form equals, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to scroll up, and I'm going to copy the password right there, and that's kind of problematic that we don't have our end tr right there, so fix that. So I'm just going to copy the current password field, and I'm going to paste it into here. Or actually, I'm not going to paste it yet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create the form, which actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause the video, and I'm just going to copy and paste all the stuff in, really. So I'll be right back. Okay, so what I did is I just copied and pasted the table and the form tags and just pasted them in. So now what we want to do is we want to paste in our current password field. We want to paste it in 3 times. Now, the reason we want to do it 3 times is because our first one is going to be our current password, and then the second and third one is going to be the new password. So, new password, and the last one is going to be confirm password. So, we want to change the name, so let's change the first one to old pass, and then new pass, and then confirm pass. If I can spell it right. There we go. So we're setting those now. So we want to paste the thing in one more time, and we want to change this last one to a type of submit. So there's going to be a submit button. The name is going to be update pass button, or we'll just call it pass button. Pass BTN. The class will be button, and then we're good. So let's paste that up here, so that'll fix it. Okay, so we now have our password form, so we can update our password. So we want to put in an if statement, and the if statement needs to check to make sure all 3 passwords have been provided. And then we're going to have our echo, and then this is going to be our pass form. So inside of this if statement, we want to say $_post, and we want to get our pass button. So that makes sure that our password button is provided. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to copy one of our lines up there to get our information in, and I'm going to fix that. So this needs to be our old pass, and just change the name, and we need our new pass, the confirm pass. Okay, so we've gotten all 3 of the passwords, and we fixed the text. Now what we want to do is we want to set we want to put in an if statement to make sure all 3 of the passwords have been provided. And we're going to put it in our else, and we're going to say you did not fill in the entire form. There we go. So inside of our if statement here, we want to say old pass and new pass and confirm pass. Okay, so we've now checked to make sure that all of those have been submitted. And real quick, I'm going to scroll up, and to right before we show our password form, I'm just going to put out an echo, and the echo is going to be a line break, and then it's actually going to be 2 line breaks, but in between the line breaks, I'm going to put a horizontal line, so it's going to make it look nicer. So I'm going to stop this video here. In the next video, we will completely finish our edit profile page, and then we will upload it and test it out. So check out the next part.